This is the same horse you saw in the square pen in the last episode. 5-year-old reiner. We've only had him a month. We're showing him our program, and so it's a good time to kind of reiterate this program for you on film. I'm in a curb bit. It's a Billy Allen mouthpiece, so it's flexible a little bit in the middle, but it's not a broken mouth. It has somewhat of a control of how much it bends because of the little roller that's in there. I'll ride him in one hand except when I need to, and anytime I need to, I feel free to use it. But first of all, if you're going to teach your horse to neck rein someday, you need to have the neck rein on them, see how they shape up using your legs and your hands, and then reach down and come in with an inside rein if you need it. If you live on the inside rein, you're going to die on the inside rein and someday, because it's not going to allow that horse to think enough for himself to get where he needs to get one-handed. So it's lay the neck rein, help if they need, but try to set it up with your legs so that they don't need it, and that's what we'll show you here a little bit of. So first thing we're going to do, maybe we can do this. This is a fresh arena. I haven't done anything with him this morning except stand in here, so he may be a little fresh. But this is a fine thing to start with. Let's just walk a circle. And with this is walking a circle, reaching equal. And by that I mean he's stepping out behind a little bit, you can see it there, and in front a little bit, so he's turning over his middle, and his hind end and his front end are doing the same amount of reaching. That's the way a horse turns a corner, okay? They don't normally walk a circle, but if they would, it'd be a series of these steps in a row. So that's a good thing to get established. Again, he needs to come off my inside leg to bring his inside hind underneath, and my outside leg brings his inside front through. And that's a taught maneuver, because if you bump somebody on the outside, they don't generally look away from it, they look towards it. And a horse will do the same thing till we teach him to look away from it. So we get this circle established, we get some cadence to the walk established, and then I'll just get quiet with this leg and put my neck rein on my outside leg. Now he's looking out a little bit, so I'll come back like this and come back into this circle with a flow that shows him that what I'd like is step that right front foot right, and then come back into the flow of the circle and bringing the inside hind underneath and stepping over behind. Step here, flow back into it. That makes a spin make some sense, okay? It doesn't make sense for a horse to go around and around and around, but if he was gonna, this is how he'd do it. He would be stepping forward. So now we're gonna go left. He's looking where he's going. He's not overbent. He's not bent at the base of his neck. He's looking with his poll. You can see where his eye is. You can see where his ear is. His inside ear is more back. His outside ear is more forward. His ears are level. These are all things that tell you this kind of makes sense to him. So now we're walking this circle, reaching equal. Hind quarter stepping out slightly, which means the inside hind is stepping underneath, carrying weight. Inside front is stepping in. I stop that behind a little bit. Step around. Before we get stuck, we go back into the circle like that. That is what allows me to teach a horse how to flow in a circle and go into a spin and out of a spin and make that make some kind of a sense. It's not spin, stop, which just makes a horse bat his tail and pin his ears and not be happy. So this is how I try to avoid that. Rachel, come on out here for a second. I'm going to just show you what I'm feeling in their hind feet. So if her legs are the horse's hind feet and he starts to turn, he's going to turn 90 degrees. Go ahead. When you get right there, two things have got to happen, are going to happen. The outside hind is going to come forward. That's what we want. The other thing would be the inside hind goes back. That's not what we want. That's stepping the horse back, and then he's banging his knees together and trying to fumble. So while a spin is stay in one spot and spin, it's a forward maneuver. So show that again. Turn 90 degrees, outside hind comes forward. That's what I'm encouraging, walking this circle and coming forward into it. That allows a horse to continue that maneuver without getting stuck. And obviously, in the era of spinning 4 times each direction and training where you spin way more than that sometimes, they're not going to stick on their inside pivot foot. Their feet are going to go up and down. But when one moves either forward or back, it needs to be the outside one coming forward, not the inside one coming back.